Hey guys, I'm Mellusi with Moving Weight Fishing, and today we're here with Mission Boating. I'm taking my boat out of the water. We're headed over to Palm City Yachts. We're gonna get this bracket removed and get the new Armstrong bracket on the back of my boat. I'm super excited. Let's get this project underway. All right guys, so just a little update on what's going on. Currently, they have all the measurements over at Armstrong Nautical Products. They're in the makes of building the bracket. The guys are doing an awesome job. They're welding up the bracket, and then the next step is gonna be to paint the bracket to finish it off. But while that's going on, the boat is currently over at Palm City Yachts, and the guys over there are de-rigging the motors and cleaning off the transom, getting ready for the new bracket. So the guys, Jensen and Alex over at Palm City Yachts, have been working on my boat specifically now for the past 2 years, and I request them every single time I go over there. I've never had a hiccup. They always do a flawless job, and they're two young guys that are eager to get after work, and like George was saying, that's hard to come by nowadays. All right, so while we were in the middle of this project, I realized it was a good time to get some cosmetics done to the boat that I've been really wanting to do. So I gave my buddy Miles Brown with Browntown Boatworks a phone call, and it happened to fit right into his schedule. We're gonna go bring the boat over to Miles and see if he can make her look good.
Yeah, I was working at my shop down here in Jupiter, and I saw Adam across the street here working on his 25 Parker, and I rode a bike up to him and I was asking him what he was doing. He was in a Tyvek suit with his buddy who was out there grinding on the fiberglass, and I asked him, you know, what do you got going on this thing? Because I was eager to help him. I've watched his videos before and whatnot, but we didn't really know each other. And yeah, so he started asking me about, you know, gel coat and how do we do this and how do we do that. So he ends up calling me saying, hey, you know, can we gel coat the boat? You know, I'm getting Armstrong bracket put on and you know, all this good stuff. So yeah, we ended up, you know, squeezing him in, and I was at a shop working up in Stewart, Vita Marine, and you know, we got him in there, and I started patching holes on the transom. I filled a bunch of fiberglass holes for him to prepare for the Armstrong bracket. And realistically, the bracket that he's going to be getting on the boat basically is in a different configuration for through holes on the back of his transom there. So we had to take his old holes that were, you know, pre-existing on his transom, filled them in with some core, some Divinisil core, glassed it in, put some peanut butter-like resin inside of there, and got it all sanded down and prepped and primed, and she was, you know, she was flat and ready for paint. With the boat being in the position that it was, it actually had a water line and he had bottom paint on it, so the whole hull side wasn't paint, so we had to take away from a bottom line. So I called a buddy over, my buddy Aaron, at a skiff company that he used to work at with me, and he came down for the weekend and helped me out. Absolutely knocked it out of the park. You put a grinder in that kid's hand and he will not stop. Helped me out a ton. When it came to getting products for this job, we went across the street to Fiberglass, Florida. Shout out Cam and Rick over there. Those guys are super cool. They took care of us. They got us all the chemicals we needed. And just so happened to be that the time that we were painting this boat, they just came out with this new product from Allcraft. It's called Allcraft 3000, and it's an awesome paint. And we went ahead and mixed up a custom color. We called it Moving Weight Gray. And we went ahead and painted Adam's boat, and I think it came out phenomenal. So yeah, big shout out to those guys at Fiberglass, Florida. They hooked it up.
So I can't tell you guys how much I really wanted to get a paint job on the boat. You know, originally when I did build the boat, I just thought it'd be an okay idea to throw a wrap on there, but commercial fishing and charter fishing every day, just beating that boat to the bones, and it really needed a good paint job. So huge shout out to Miles Brown with Browntown Boatworks. You know, Miles just knocked it out of the park and did an awesome job, so I'm really happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I think it's super cool how it all turned out. Just for me being right here across the street, watching Adam kind of mess with his boat and figure out the gel coat and the MEK and how to kick it, and me helping him out with a paint job. And you know, I'm looking forward to really seeing this boat with an Armstrong bracket on it, running out of Jupiter Inlet. And I'm also looking forward for Adam putting me on the boat and getting me on some pompano too. That's what's up.
So while Miles was finishing up on the cosmetics of the boat, I got a call from Lawrence at Armstrong Nautical Products. And this is a call we'd all been waiting for. He told me the bracket was complete, so I hopped in the truck and headed over to Wildfire Marine to go get it installed.
Here at Wildfire Marine, we're installing a bracket on Adam Mellusi's 25-foot Parker. We needed some extra flotation for his boat, and so we think this dual Armstrong bracket wide body will really do the trick for him. When installing a bracket, the most important thing is to make sure that it's centered. So we go ahead and we find our center lines, and then also the engine height plays into it. So we have to find out exactly the engine centers, how far apart they are, and move up the transom from there. Once we have the right height, set a bracket on the transom, and then we'll go ahead and mark all our holes and then drill them out. Then when we go to install it, I put two thick beads along both sides of the bracket, and on the bottom I would use 3 beads, one along the perimeter, one along the inside perimeter, and one through the center, plus a circle of 5200 around every bolt hole. There's one thing to remember: there's an awful lot of holes in the transom, and if you don't keep the water out, the transom's not going to last at all. And so that bracket's holding, in this case, going to hold 400 horsepower. So we have to make sure that it's bolted up tight and it's watertight and sealed. Previously, Adam had a set of scissor brackets on the back of the boat, which give tremendous range as far as how far you can drop your motors into the water and how far you can get them out of the water. They're outstanding for performance, but they don't offer any type of flotation at all because there's no chamber. In Adam's case, because he fishes, when he's off plane, he needs a boat that's sitting flat so he can do his job. And he doesn't need to be sitting like a race boat where he's got to walk uphill to get to the bow of the boat. So in his case, what we did, and we do it a lot of boats, when we do an Armstrong bracket, they will custom build the depth for you so that you can get extra flotation if you need it. And because Adam was going to bigger motors, we went ahead and made a deeper bracket than normal with the wide chamber. And so this boat ought to sit considerably higher than it did before with the engines that he had on it. His big noticeable gain is going to be probably in planing. Where before, with no flotation at all, the transom would really dig in with the motors when they went to get on plane. And I think now, because the bracket's going to carry him a little longer, the water's going to deflect below the motors. And so where before they might have acted almost like a water dam as the water came up and hit the back inside part of the bracket. So I think he might see a performance gain there. As far as top end, it'll probably be about the same. But his other big gain, of course, is going to be the way he sits in the water, which for fishing is going to be much more comfortable. Well, now that we're all set with this bracket, I'm excited to see exactly how everything works out. Adam was a pleasure to work with, and Armstrong is always great to work with. You know, they're always willing to, they wait for us to get a template for them. They want to make sure everything fits right. And in this case, because we did the templates with the motors still on the boat, they wanted to do a double check before we even did anything. So when the motors came off, they dry fitted the bracket just to make sure the templates were good before they went ahead and built it. Now the only thing we have to do is wait for some feedback from Adam, see how the boat performs when he takes it out and use it, and see how he likes it.
Adam.
Brother L, what's going on?
All right, so we got the bracket completed. We matched the shape of the transom and we matched the color that you wanted. The bracket is designed to give your boat some positive flotation from the other brackets that you had on there.
Definitely.
We did the rigging tubes inside so that you can walk through here like this. The bracket will be rated up to twin 250s.
Let alone the main thing for us is the flotation, like
Right.
you said. So that's going to be huge. I can't wait to get the boat in the water and do some performance numbers. As far as looks goes, that Wishbone Gray with that white top non-skid looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it came out really nice.
Very, very nice. Lawrence, how about that ladder? You know I do a lot of diving.
Yeah, man, let's check it out.
Tell me about it.
So this is our traditional ladder. It's tested up to 600 pounds, rated up to 400, and they float. So when you put them in here like this, you just rotate the clip.
Okay.
It keeps it from floating away.
Lock it in
We
like
also
that.
have these storage clips that you mount inside your boat for when the ladder's not in use.
But hey, Lawrence, I think this is a great application because I do a lot of free diving in the Bahamas.
Yep.
Especially in the summertime. We got summertime right around the corner coming up, and I'm going to be using this ladder a ton. I'm going to be using it. My girlfriend's definitely going to be using it, and it's just really nice to get up and off the bracket.
Women love this ladder, Adam, because the steps are real wide and real comfortable on their feet. And it's like climbing stairs, you know? The angle is 15 degrees. So,
perfect. You know a
yeah.
lot of women that love this bracket, Lawrence?
Yeah.
You're a funny guy. How about those underwater lights though?
Yeah,
Dude,
man. We installed these ocean LED lights on the bottom.
that's just perfect.
Yeah, man.
The whole rainbow down there, it's gonna be lighting up underwater. It's gonna look really good.
It's great for different colors. I know you fish a lot in the Bahamas, and that water is like beautiful turquoise.
Oh yeah,
so
big time.
You know, certain lights work better with certain water conditions.
Definitely,
right?
definitely. And you know, you can anchor up on the reef at night and go yellowtail into the Bahamas, turn the underwater lights on, and next thing you know, you got them all behind the boat right there at nighttime. So it's a really cool feature to have, and it just makes the boat look even nicer on the water.
Yeah, Adam, this thing really came out nice, man. I hope I hear from you and see how it, you know, performs.
Definitely.
How
Lawrence, we're going to be
fishes.
fishing on the boat sooner than later. Thank you so
Okay.
much. I really appreciate it.
All right.
So we actually came over here from Wildfires because Lawrence is just down the street. Armstrong is on the same exact street as Wildfire.
Yeah,
so
Dominica Terrace right here in Stewart.
right here in Stewart, Florida. So after that, we're actually now going to go to Palm City, get the motors hung, and we're going fishing. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
With Adam's boat having a fresh, shiny paint job on it, this thing is looking absolutely magnificent. We went ahead and put a taco rub rail on it. It was a white exterior with a chrome insert. It was super easy to install. We just wrapped it up on top there. The boys at Vita helped me out with it, and I think it came out amazing. It just adds that little bit of glare when your boat's bouncing in the waves. You're out there on 1 to 2, and you just see a little bit of shine beam around your boat there on the sheer, and I think it just sets it off. I love it.
So just a little recap on what's been done so far. Cosmetic work from Miles Brown, you know, new paint job, some fiberglass work, a brand new Armstrong bracket on the back of my 25 Parker. I can't believe it, I'm just so stoked. And on top of that, you know, Palm City Yachts just put the motors back on the boat. I wanna see how much everything changed once I put the boat in the water with the new Armstrong bracket. And I really have high expectations. I've heard great things, I've seen great things. It's time to put my boat to the test and take her to work.
Up next, Adam loads up and heads offshore to put the new Armstrong bracket to the ultimate fishing test. Before meeting with our host, Captain George Labonte, to draw final conclusions on the bracket install. Make sure to subscribe to follow the full transformation of Adam Mellusi's Parker project.
Mission Boating, the ultimate marine resource.